Hi, everybody. It is Saturday, which means it is a weigh in day for me. So let's talk about what happened on the scale today. Okay. Okay, well, welcome back to my channel, everybody. If you've been following my Facebook page or you saw my video last week, you know that I have begun what's called a 50-50 plate diet, which means that I fill my plate half full of a starch, um, like a potato or lentils or rice, and those are pretty much the starches I'm sticking with, and the other half with non starchy vegetables. Now, I do mix it up and I do have oats and fruit for breakfast. I am having a one or two fruit servings a day, no more than two. So I started this on August 16th, after my weigh in on August 16th. And last week, the first week that I had it, or that I was on this, I have to go back to my page here. I weighed in at 225.6, which was a loss of 3.4 for that week. So this week came around, I'm still doing the 50-50 plates, and I wasn't expecting a big loss because typically, my MO has been I have a big loss and then I either don't have a loss or I have a slight gain. So I was hoping for at least, a half a pound. So let me stop here and show you what actually happened on the scale today. Now, this past week, I'm thrilled about that weight loss. 4.4 pounds in 1 week. It's amazing. And the thing of it is, I haven't felt hungry at all. I am sometimes struggling to even finish my 50-50 plate. So, we're allowed to eat as much as we want and really whatever we want as long as we follow that 50% starch and 50% non-starchy vegetables. So, I'm pretty cautious about, how much I still weigh everything because I'm also tracking my calories. My calories have pretty much stayed between, I want to say 950 and 1400 calories per day. So today I had just under 1300. But I've been showing my plates up on my Facebook page. I don't put them up on YouTube anymore, but only it's just a time thing with me, because a lot of times when I get home from work, I'm just too tired. I get my photos up on the Facebook page, and I don't really have time to make a video because I'm going to go to bed. Uh, anyway, this is pretty well working for me. If you're wondering where I found this, I am pretty much following Dr. McDougall's uh, plan, starch solution for maximum weight loss. So the goal is to keep with the 50-50 plates until I reach my goal weight, and then go to the regular starch solution plan. So I don't eat any animal protein at all. I don't eat any dairy. I don't have any oils, and right now I'm not eating nuts or seeds. Um, well, I like nuts and seeds, but and I can't wait till I can have them again. But right now, I'm losing weight consistently, and to me, that's what matters. Like I said, I am not hungry ever. Um, the one day this week when my calories were low, even though I ate well those days, my calories were still low. I I felt when I went to bed that maybe perhaps I could have eaten something else. But since I was going to bed, I didn't want to. And, I didn't. And so I'm going to tell you something that, don't talk about in public, but, you know, I have never pooped so much in my life. I'm eating, as you can see from the plates I've been having, I've been eating a lot of fiber. But, to go along with that, I'm drinking enough of this. So, and by the way, how about my Buckeyes today? Taking down the number one team. Now, today, I almost had a very catastrophic event. So, I was up in Bozeman all day. I had a lot of running around to do. I'm getting rid of stuff that I'm not using or things I have duplicates of. I'm getting rid of them because I'm just tired of counting them, carting everything around cross country. And I want to free up space in my trailer here. So, and already I'm feeling less overwhelmed with all the clutter. There's still a lot of clutter here. But hopefully by the time I go home in November, that clutter will be done by the time I close up my trailer for the winter. Anyway, so I had filled my entire back seat with donation items. And there is a Goodwill donation center up in Bozeman. And I needed to go up there today anyway to go grocery shopping and to pick up my prescriptions. So I went to the donation center and then I went to Winco. I went to the bank first up there, and then I went to the donation center, and then I went to Winco. And I went there largely because I wanted to refill all my grains that I have. Like I was out of brown rice, I was out of lentils, and I wanted to try the red lentils because I heard they're pretty good and they're better for you and they cook better. But anyway, so a bunch of grains that I filled up on today. Garbanzo beans. I didn't have any more of those, so I picked up some of those, and the dry beans because I cook them in my Instapot. I didn't need any black beans, but what else did I get? Oh, I got some barley. No, actually, I didn't get barley. I got bulgur because I couldn't find barley anywhere. I don't know why I couldn't find barley. So, and then I was looking for bulgur, but the only thing they had was the toasted one, and I looked at the ingredients, and this is their bulk food items. It also had oil added to it, and I didn't want any oil. So anyway, got all the grains and beans and things that I needed. And then I circled back around because I was looking for blueberries. Well, on the way to the blueberries, I found some really nice blackberries. Picked up the blackberries. Still didn't find any blueberries. And I went past this one place so that they were handing out like one of those itty bitty little containers of seafood salad samples. And I looked at it and I thought, well, it's made out of crab meat. Nothing is really telling me I can't have that stuff. And it's only like a teaspoonful of stuff. So I ate it, and I want to tell you, my body reacted to that. Granted, now it's been 2 full weeks. No, it's been longer than that. It's been really since the beginning of August that I haven't had any added sugar. I haven't had any dairy, and the sugar and the dairy in that little teaspoon of that sample of crab salad sent my blood sugar sailing. So I went over and I was trying to find something that I could eat quickly because I felt myself on the verge of passing out. And what I should have done was I was in the fruit aisle. I should have just grabbed a piece of fruit and popped it in my mouth really fast. Or a carrot or something. Instead, what I did is I went to the bakery area because that's the first thing I think I needed a quick carb, and got some of their jalapeno bagels. So only 2, and they were like they weren't like a full size like New York bagel. They were not that big, but they were like a medium sized bagel, and I counted 7 points for each of them. So picked that real quick. checked out and got to my car, and on the way to my car, I ate one of those bagels. I picked up two of them, and ate both of them because that's how bad my blood sugar was off the rails. So it calmed me down. I also had a big jug of water in the car. I was able to drink some water and get things a little, more quieted down because there was a couple more stops I had to make because I had to go to Walmart, pick up my prescriptions, and then I had to go to Whole Foods. I was looking for some red lentil pasta that I couldn't find anywhere. I found it at Whole Foods, but and they also had blueberries at Whole Foods. I couldn't find them anyplace else. I didn't look at Walmart. I just got in and out of there. So anyway, my point is, my body has become so accustomed to not having added sugars and the low sodium stuff that just one little taste of that stuff, it just sent my body reacted in a way that it was like I was having a reaction to a drug or something. Um, that I thought, oh wow, this is bad, really bad. So I thought maybe I had thrown off my entire day, but when I got home and was able to sit down and really log my food, that because that's the only thing I ate up there, was that little thing and those two medium-sized bagels. Um, it it took my sodium over the limit that I like to be at. But everything else was okay. My carbs are still okay. My protein's a little high today. Uh, I think I'm at 56. I'm not supposed to go over 52. So we'll see how my kidneys do today or tonight and tomorrow while it's working that out. Um, but boy, did I learn a lesson. I got to stay away from that stuff. I have completely detoxified my body of it. And then I tried to reintroduce it, and no, it wasn't happening. So, I guess that's good that I'm used to not eating that stuff, and so I'm not missing all the added crap in the food because I'm eating whole foods. And I don't know why I even took the sample. Honestly, I don't. I think it was just reflex action. Yeah, thank you. And I went around the corner, ate it, and boom, it just hit. But never again, I'll tell you. Never again. And luckily, like I said, things kind of calmed down by the time I sat, before I left the parking lot to go drive over to Walmart, I, I had to sit and just kind of let my body adjust. After I ate the bagel carbs, things started to adjust. So, now listen, I'm having great success on this plant-based diet on the 50/50 plates, but I'm not telling anybody else, you should do this. This is a choice that I made, and it, based on the need for me to make an adjustment because of my kidney disease. So that's why I'm doing it. I've seen, as soon as I was diagnosed, I started researching diets that would help. There's no cure for what I have, but I can slow it down. And this one was highly recommended, and that's why I decided to do it. It helps with lowering blood pressure because my blood pressure is controlled with diet or with medicine, but maybe I won't have to take so much one day. You know, I don't know if that will ever happen. I don't know if my doctor would ever feel comfortable with that since I had the stroke. But it's all I know is I'm going to stay on this um, for probably forever because I feel so good when I'm eating this way. I I'm sleeping better at night. My kidneys aren't working as hard, so I'm not up as often during the night. Now, I still get up a couple times to pee, but it got to the point where I was up like every hour on the hour to go to the bathroom. And I wasn't getting any sleep. I was always tired. So, I mean, I still have fatigue every now and again, but it's, I mean, not like it was. I can, at work, when I'm at work now, I can finally walk from my desk down the hall to the bathroom without getting winded. You know, it's, the diet has already corrected some things. But my sleep is the big thing that it's corrected. It's not, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm tired. Of course, I get up at 5:30 every morning, and at the end of the day, I'm tired. It's time to go to bed. So I'm usually in bed now between 8:30 and 9 o'clock at night. Of course, that's Mountain Time. That's not Eastern Time. But 8:30 to 9 o'clock at night, which would be 10:30 to 11 at home. You know, but I sleep well. Maybe I get up every 4 hours, or every three, to go to the bathroom. I do get up a couple times, but at least I'm getting longer periods of sleep. And so I'm more refreshed when I get up to go to work in the morning. And by the end of the day, though, I'm tired. I should be, because I come home and I have more energy to to do things around here, to prepare my lunch. And I take my lunch and my breakfast with me every day, so I prepare that the night before. And it's I generally have just a better overall feeling. So the only thing I notice is that I still have a little bit of pain in my left kidney every now and again. It's not constant. And it's not bad enough to double me over or anything like that. It's just there. I can feel it there. And in looking at other people that are my stage of the disease, they complain about the same thing. So I guess this is just one of the things that you go through. One of the causes of what I have can be, well, we know it's one of them is hypertension and one of them is obesity, but a lot of it is just taking over the counter pain medication like Advil and Tylenol and that type of thing. So, and I know that there for a while there was a stretch of time when I was taking quite a bit of that. So, especially when I was teaching. But anyway, this is not something that just happened. It's something that's been going on for quite some time, and I'm taking the steps that I know to take to at least slow things down. And some people have improved their numbers a little bit, so I'm anxious to see when I go back. I have an appointment November 14th with my doctor, and I get a blood test just before I go in. So I'm anxious to see what my numbers are going to be in November after being or eating this way, since the beginning of August. So we'll see. I don't expect a 4.4 pound loss every single week. I don't think that's realistic. I'll be happy with a half a pound. 1 pound would be great. But right now, it seems to be working. So I'm not going to change a thing. So anyway, just wanted to give you this update. I am going to put everything up on my Facebook page that I ate today. It wasn't much because I ate breakfast and then I ate dinner when I got home. I didn't have a lunch today other than those 2 bagels that I had. But anyway, I'll get it up on my Facebook page, my Sue Slims Down with WW. So yes, I still have the WW app. This probably should be a separate video, but so many things that I was eating when I was following the Weight Watchers plan were very toxic to me, and it turns out I didn't know it at the time, but it turns out that a lot of that stuff was very harmful. Like the diet food, very harmful for me, for my kidneys. Uh, all the unsweetened stuff, very harmful for me because they replace those. Replace the sugar with unnatural sugars. So that was very, very bad for my kidneys. all of the protein that they want you to eat. And I understand the logic behind all the protein, but toxic for me. I can't do it. I can't have all that protein because it's bad for my kidneys. So Weight Watchers worked for me for a long time. The plan did. It worked for me for a long time, and I did great on it. I did great on the green plan and the blue plan. I did, as long as I followed it, I was doing really well on Weight Watchers. I lost 90 some pounds on Weight Watchers. So didn't know it was killing my kidneys at the time, but I I can no longer follow that kind of plan. Now I still have my contract with Weight Watchers because I think it goes till the end of the year. Uh, and I'm using it to track my food and I'm still tracking points in food because I want to see the calories. I want to see my sodium, my fiber, and my protein. Those are things I really need to track. And so, they push high protein in Weight Watchers, and I can't do that. And a lot of those diet foods also are very high in sodium, and I can't do that either. So I more than likely will be looking for another app, a free app maybe, that I can track the things that I need to track. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Uh, but like I said, my contract with them I think expires uh, December 26th or 27th or something like that. And of course, I can't cancel now because they'll just keep taking the money anyway. So I'll keep it, and then I will just cancel it at the end of the contract period. Uh, and it breaks my heart because, like I said, I did so well on Weight Watchers, and it works for other people. It worked for me, and if I didn't have this health issue, who knows? I may still be doing it. I do know that the last couple years I have struggled to lose anything at all following the Weight Watchers plan. So that wasn't Weight Watchers' fault. I had this underlying condition I didn't know about, and you know, that contributed to my weight loss struggle. And the fact that I kept craving sugar. The whole time I was on the Weight Watchers plan, I craved sugar. Now I don't. So as long as I am following this 50-50 plate and I'm getting enough carbs. Now I know there's people that do low carb or no carb, and God bless you. If that works for you, do it. I can't do it. This is working for me right now. So I'm not saying no carb is bad. I'm never going to say that. I'm not going to say low carb is bad. I'm not ever going to say that. I stopped counting carbs because I know just by virtue of the way I'm eating, I'm getting quite a few carbs. My body doesn't seem to mind carbs. My body likes carbs. Apparently, how we remember Oprah said, "I love bread." Well, apparently, I love carbs, and as long as they are the good, wholesome carbs, I stopped eating processed food. Today, when I ate those two bagels, it's the first processed food I've had since August 1st, or before August 1st. So I cut out all processed food, all added sugars. Um, if I want something sweetened, I put a drizzle of maple syrup, pure maple syrup, not the fake stuff, but the pure maple syrup on it. I stopped eating all the protein pancake mixes because after I looked at the ingredient list, there was stuff in there that was killing my kidneys. So uh, anything that I make as close to whole or unprocessed, the better. And the key to the diet that I'm following is keep it simple. The simpler, the better. The more raw vegetables you can eat, the better. Now, I do eat my share of cooked vegetables. I will add vegetables cooked to my rice or my lentils or my potatoes, but then I try to add raw vegetables. So tonight, I had some lentils that I mix some mushrooms in with. The mushrooms were raw when I put them in, but they kind of cooked in the hot lentils. But then I picked up some beets, some whole beets at the store today, raw beets, you know. So I came home and I cooked the beets, and then I sautéed the stems and the leaves, and I had those. And you can eat the whole stem and the leaf of the beets. Um, and I saute everything in water now. I don't use any oil. And so I sauteed that, and so I had my beets that I had cooked, and the beet stems, and then I put it on a bed of um, raw lettuce, and then added some fresh tomatoes to it, and that was my dinner: the lentils and that beet salad. It was pretty good, and actually, I couldn't finish it. There was too much food. I couldn't finish it. So I'm thinking about maybe is going to smaller plates, just because I'm having trouble finishing on the plate that I have. So, all right. So this is getting pretty long. I will talk to you next week. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments below. I do read those comments and I answer them whenever possible. So, you guys have a great night and happy Labor Day. And I will see you next week. Bye bye.